Shalom, shalom, Israel. I'm your brother Shaquat.
Brother Yara'ah.
So do Yahweh.
God, and we are the sons of the Israelites. This is your Cali Connect, man. We doing this segment called What's the Word, where we talk about worldly news, we bring out the scriptures, and we just have a conversation. If you haven't already, subscribe to our Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/Sons of Thunder Israelites. And tonight, what we talking about tonight, man? Bring that up.
We're gonna be talking about these damn filthy pastors, and just how the Most High is lifting up the skirt every single day by the wickedness they keep on doing. We know the only reason they so-called teach the so-called word is for their own vain glory and for their own vain come up, So we're gonna get into that. I was ready. We'll bring up that article and read a little bit up on it.
So we see here, man, this is our topic for today. Like y'all already said, we're going to be talking about these wicked pastors, man. We see that, what the article say. Money found by plumber at Joel Olsteens church is tied to 2024 burglary, police say. Man, Joel Osteen is the devil the Bible speaks.
Come on, bring that out.
Oh, shoot. Man, go ahead and read that, man, and break it down. Let's hear it.
Y'all, I got it for you. I'll read it because it's crazy, and this is real. This is a real important topic today, man. And as you see, like even it's people, man. It's a exodus. People are leaving Christianity, and they're leaving it because they recognize the foolery. They recognize that it's a bunch of BS. And those that still are there, who still remain, the bottom line is, maybe the fact is the Most High just don't intend for them to hear the truth or understand the truth. And we know that 2/3 of us are going to be lost, right? 2/3 of us ain't gonna make it. But it's crazy because I just seen brothers putting out a post or article talking about these evangelical pastors are having little summits where they're discussing so-called Hebrew Israelites, and trying to find out ways how they can debunk our doctrine and go against what we're teaching and what we're bringing out, because they're seeing that there's a mass exodus of people leaving their church and coming to the truth. I mean, in point blank period, it don't matter how many symposiums they have. You can't do nothing against the truth. Point blank period. But to jump into this article that the brother is bringing out.
Hold on, Slakia. Before you even go there, man, let me bring out a precept real quick, man. Get Jeremiah 10:21. This go for exactly what you was just talking about.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 21. And it reads, "For the pastors are become brutish and have not sought Yahweh. Therefore they shall not prosper, and all their flocks shall be scattered."
You see, that's perfect precept, man. That's playing upon tables. The pastor shall become brutish, which when you look that up in the Hebrew, that's H1197, H1197, and that means stupid. These pastors have become stupid, man, and they don't seek the Most High, and it say, therefore, they shall not prosper. This is a perfect example of a pastor doing all this wicked stuff and getting caught. You know what I'm saying? And then it say, all their flocks shall be scattered, like Yahweh was talking about. People is waking up, man. We waking up every single day. And now we leaving the church. We figuring out that it's BS, and we don't need to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I yield.
Excellent point. This is the start of the article. This was December 3rd, so-called 2021. It says 7 years ago, Lakewood Church, the Houston mega church led by Joel Osteen, the prominent televangelist, reported that 200,000 in cash and $400,000 in checks had been stolen from a church safe. Last month, the money may have been discovered, not by detectives or church personnel, but rather by a plumber fixing a toilet inside a church bathroom. The plumber revealed the discovery on Thursday when he called into a Houston radio show. There was a loose toilet in the wall, and we removed the tile, he said on 100.3 FM morning show. We went to go remove the toilet, and I moved some insulation away, and about 500 envelopes fell out of the wall. His reaction, oh wow. The plumber said he contacted a maintenance supervisor and then gave the church the envelopes. On Friday, the Houston police confirmed that the money appeared to be connected to the 2014 theft. In a statement on Twitter, the department said that officers responded to a report of property discovered at the church November 10th and were told by church members that a large amount of money, including cash, checks, and money orders, had been found inside a wall during a renovation project.
Wow.
Burglary and theft investigators responded, and an undisclosed amount of money was inventoried, documented, and left in the custody of the church since it had been found on Lakewood's property, the police said. That's crazy. Evidence from the recovered checks suggests this November's case is connected to a March 9th, 2014 theft report of undisclosed amounts of money at the church, the police said, adding that the investigation was continuing. In a statement, Lakewood Church confirmed the discovery. Wow. Recently, while repair work was being done at Lakewood Church, an undisclosed amount of cash and checks were found, the church said. Lakewood immediately notified the Houston Police Department and is assisting them with their investigation. Lakewood has no further comment at this time. Of course they don't.
I bet they don't.
Come on, a loose toilet. You know it was loose for a reason. They keep on putting money in there.
Right.
They don't, I wonder what Olstein is he gonna respond to any of this, man?
I don't want.
I highly
like, oh damn, they found my stash. People like, damn, man.
Man.
That's like, man, when they just hit the fan, I'm all about to jump in my jet and just take off, get my stash and bounce.
Get a body.
But you know what's crazy though is, I mean, prime example that people in the church, man, are only in it for the money. It's all about the money, man. And especially when you look at Joel Olsteens. Now, I'm not saying that he had anything to do with it per se, but it's somebody in his church organization that did this.
Yeah.
Right? Because Joel Olsteens is making millions on millions on millions. Right? He personally, what does he have to get from doing that? So I don't think that he probably had anything to do with it himself, but it's definitely someone in that ministry that saw an opportunity and said, "Oh man, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna take this money."
Yep.
And when you look at it, anyway, I mean, from the top down, man, they're nothing but thieves, vultures, just preying on their members, preying on those who come and attend the church, preying on those who listen to these pastors and believe what they're saying about paying their tithes, about paying their offering, who's listening to them sincerely and giving their tithes and their offerings, but they're being preyed upon.
Right.
These pastors, these clergy are taking advantage of the sheep. Point blank, period. And anyone who's ever been in the ministry, I mean, I know there's a lot of brothers who's now walking in this truth that's been a part of ministry, whether it was Pentecostal, Baptist, or whatever the case may be, who knows what it's like. It's just a business. That's all church has become now.
That's all it is, man. That's all.
It's just a business.
And that's what we have come to realize. You know what I'm saying? We come to realize that it's nothing but a business. You know,
that's right.
Nothing but a business. But yeah, go ahead.
Consolaki, can I get a precept, please? Job 15 and 34.
Job 15 and 34. This is the book of Job, chapter 15 and verse 34. For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery.
Hey, so like out of what Yahweh was saying, it's literally an exodus. These people are leaving these churches by large amounts, and that's the biggest fear from these pastors.
That's
like,
right.
They think all they have to do is just have this beautiful church and smile with this big old crazy smile, and people are gonna stay there. Like at the end of the day, people want to get fed. They want this truth, and it's not there. Just by them even seeing these kind of stories, they're like, well, how can I trust the main person? Well, the main person don't even got real ones next to him. Somebody's hiding his money, and somebody's close to him hiding his money. You know why? Because it's the tabernacles of bribery. In order for them to stay afloat, they gotta have this money coming in. Besides that, they have nothing. All they have is a beautiful picture to paint, and that's right. Every single day. And that's why people are leaving this congregation on a big number. Because all of us, we come from the biggest religions in this world. Of course, are anything that has to do with Christianity that falls under the umbrella, and of course, you got the Muslim community too. But a lot of those things, those religions, people are leaving them by big numbers every single day. We all come from all that. So that's already proof to you that the congregation of the hypocrites is not gonna last. It's falling slowly, not slowly, Salakia, fast if anything. Of course, we want it to go down faster, so slow for us, but it really is. A lot of people are leaving those churches in big numbers.
That's right.
I hear a lot of it.
Because as like I said, man, this truth, man, it's that one saying where it says that the truth is like a lion. You don't gotta defend it. The truth is gonna defend itself. Right. And what we're bringing out is truth. And people, when they hear the truth, they have no choice but to like, dang. And you know what I think about? I think about that movie Malcolm X, when Malcolm first comes out of prison, right? And then Elijah Muhammad. And Elijah Muhammad, he's got the clean glass of water, and then he's got the other glass of water, and he pours ink in it. Mm-hmm. It's like, if you give this to people, and this is the only option they have, and they're thirsty, they go drink it.
They're gonna drink it.
If they're thirsty, right? And then he puts the clean glass of water right next to it, and then he says, now, if you offer both of these to someone, which one they go take? They go take the clean glass.
Yeah.
Right? And that's like the truth. And that couldn't be more, man, that couldn't have been a better analogy. Because when you give someone that watered down, dirty, water, if they thirsty, they go drink it.
Right.
And you see, the thing about our people is we're spiritual people anyway. Mm-hmm. So when you give them Christianity and there's nothing else, right? They don't have nothing else to go to, right? They're going to take that Christianity. But then when you bring them the truth, and then they get that pure doctrine, right? They're going to take that pure doctrine. Right. They're going to see that the Christianity for what it is.
Right.
And I got a precept. This is the book of, or if someone can grab Titus for me. Titus chapter 1. And then the 1, and let's start at 10. And we're gonna read that through 11.
Titus chapter 1 verse 10. This is Titus chapter 1 verse 10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of circumcision.
Come on.
Whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake.
And that's these pastors today, right? They teach things that they ought not. They teach things, the laws is done away with. They teach we're under grace so you can do what you want because you're going to be forgiven. They teach things that they ought not to be teaching, and they teach it for filthy lucre's sake, right? They teach it for money. That's all they're doing. They're not teaching to actually save people's souls, they're not concerned about that. They're concerned about, oh, you know what, this offering wasn't enough, so we need to raise another offering.
That's right.
They're concerned about selling things inside the church, having nacho sales.
Right.
You know, having dinner sales.
Right.
Inside the church. They're concerned about pastors' appreciation. That's what they're concerned with.
That's true.
Yep.
Right? And that is they're what does it say? It says who subvert whole houses. Because, you know, and it starts with the women. The pastors, they pray on the women because they know the woman is going to get the man to come to church.
Yep.
And then get all the kids up in the church too.
Yep.
So the whole house, they're subverting the whole house.
That's right.
Can
you get 1 Timothy chapter 6 and start at 9?
This book of 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. Man,
this dude got a jet. He got a $40 million house. You know, a numerous amount of cars. That's all lustful stuff, man. That's not stuff that he, you know, you need. You know what I'm saying? But I bet most of his congregation is still living in the project.
That's true.
Most of his congregation ain't making money like that. Remember when that flood happened? And it was by his church, and he wouldn't open the doors for his congregation. That's wicked, man. He loved money too much.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? He wants money. He sell out a stadium with 50,000 people.
Right.
But I guarantee you can't name 15 people in your congregation.
Right.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some covered it after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
The money is the root of all evil. I'm pretty sure, you know what? And I'll give him the benefit of doubt. Like Creflo Dollar, right? I'm pretty sure when he came and became a pastor, he wanted to really teach the people. But then he started seeing that money coming in.
Right.
And then he fell heir to the faith. He was like, I need this money. So we gonna get a stadium of 30,000 people. We're gonna pass the collection plate like 4 times. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take donations. You know, and he got aired from the faith, man. And that's what's happening in a bunch of all these churches. You know, I went to a church one time. They passed the collection plate 3 times.
Easily.
3 times. Talking about, oh, we trying to get they said we need money for the building fund because we're trying to buy some land to get another church. So you got to put money in so we can go buy this land. Like, man, y'all tripping.
It's a locked one.
Go ahead.
Man, that's so true right there. When I really started seeing how money was so important in these churches, like you said, when they would ask for these when they would pass around this plate, you know, to collect their money. I mean, I remember being a little youngster, you know, being in this Catholic church, and they would come around and after everybody shook their hands and supposedly give the peace, as they call it, the plate would come around. And so, you know, my dad and mom gave me a couple quarters, dimes, we'll throw them in there. Whatever's all good, you know, I feel kind of good in my spirit, like, you know, being a little youngster, like, heck yeah, I'm pitching into the church, you know. But then they'll come around the second time, oh man, I felt like crap. Like, I couldn't put anything in there. Like, there was nothing else for me to put in there. And I would feel embarrassed because people used to look at you, like, almost saying, like, man, this stingy person didn't put nothing in there, you know. And I was like, man, why do I have to feel like this, you know? Why do I have to feel like this in the house of the Lord? You know, but now that I'm older, I understand why. It's like they don't care about teaching anybody nothing. For them to pass the plate so much times is to pay them bills for themselves.
Right.
because we know the church has it made. We know they got that I forgot what they call it, but I know they have it made where the government will give them money as much as they need or want. So Khan, if I could please get a precept, 2 precepts actually. Khan, actually, let's get a Matthew 15, 7 through 9.
Khan, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 15, and starting at verse 7.
Khan, out of 1, 7 through 9.
Khan, ye hypocrites, ye hypocrites. Well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, this people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
So our people, that's all they're getting taught. They're getting taught how to say, I love you, Jesus. I have faith in Jesus. I'm going to keep no laws. I'm keeping the laws of Jesus. They feel like that's all they got to say. And so this is nothing new. What's going on right now with these pastors and our people following these pastors, nothing new, because as Yahweh is teaching us right here, Isaiah said it was going to happen. Our people are not following, like, if we read in the Bible, no, that's not true. The Bible's not true. It's what their pastor showed them is true. They're following the commandments of men. They do not hear even a little bit what Yahweh was teaching. They are not followers of Christ. They are not Christians. They're followers of Joel Osteen if they're following him, whatever their choice of Christian pastors is.
That's right.
They're following the hypocrites, and they're following the commandments of men. Because why? Because we knew this was going to happen. So when they ignore us, we don't get in our feelings. We're like, oh man, that's sad. We can't get to our people. We know that's not for them to understand, for them to get it. Not everybody's going to get it.
That's right. And I got a precept for you, just to let me back off of what you was bringing out. This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 4. But the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. Right? And just like you said, man, they're listening to the commandments of men. They're listening to Joel Osteen. They don't want to actually listen to what the Bible says. They don't actually believe in the Bible.
Right.
They don't believe in the Bible. They have itching ears. They like to hear those sweet words. They like to hear those smooth words. They like to hear you don't have to do nothing but just say, I love Jesus and I'm saved. That's what they want to hear, right? Because they have itching ears. They want to hear them play songs for 45 minutes and then actually hear the word for 15.
Right.
Right? And then they're not even hearing the word. They're hearing a motivational speech. And since we on Joel Olsteens, Geno Jennings called him the cupcake preacher or the cotton candy. He called him the cotton candy preacher. And that's what he is. He's a cotton candy preacher. You know what I'm saying? This dude, he picks up and he'll start his little sermon. Well, this is my Bible. And something about I believe what it says and I'm gonna do everything in it. Something to that effect. He says something like that. But then he won't read nothing out of it. Then he'll go into a story. It becomes story time. And everybody's in the audience. They laughing and he and ha like, oh yeah, the word of the Most High is a big old joke. Right. They're listening to this motivational speaker gives a story. He'll pick one topic out of the scriptures, and he won't read it. He'll read maybe like 2 verses, and then it's story time. Oh, you know what this reminds me of? I remember when I was a little boy, right? And it's story time. And everybody's just sitting up there, preach.
Right.
And he ain't preached nothing.
Nothing. They ain't preaching not a word, man. Not a word.
Kansalaki. Let me get a precept. Let me get a Galatians 1 and 10. Baba Kasha.
This is the book Salaki of Galatians. You said 1 and 10?
Yes, Baba Kasha 1.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 1 and verse 10. For do I now persuade men or God? Or do I seek to pleasure men? For if I yet pleased men, I should not be the servant of Hamashiach.
Hey, like you said, out of 1, he reads about 1 or 2 scriptures, and that's it. He closes the book, and he goes on his little tirade, just talking about whatever his heart is telling him. because he's telling people what they want to hear. He's trying to please men. When we go out there and teach, what do we say? Hey, all praise to the Most High. We do it to do the Most High's work.
That's right.
Because Yahushua told us, feed my sheep. And so when they do that, they are not servants of a Mashiach. They're servants of themselves. In reality, they're servants of Satan, because they're pushing up. They're taking the people astray. Why? Because our people are not coming into this truth of the Bible. They're going into the truth of Joel Osteen. That's why these people, even Joel Osteen, I see a little bit about him. His wife, she's even a preacher, a pastor, supposedly. People are not racing to go by the Bible.
That's right.
Or go get the history of the Bible. They're racing to go by their books. They have books. They have number one selling books in the United States.
Right.
Why aren't they promoting the Bible like that, making the Bible the number one sold book in the country? No, Joel Osteen has to be number one, and his wife has to be number two. And maybe not, but something like that, because they are not pleasing the Most High. They're not being servants of Yahushua. They're being servants of Satan, and they're pleasing men and women.
That's right. And I got a precept for you. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 8 and verse 20. It says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
No light.
There's no light in them. Then that's why they're not speaking according to this word. That's why they're not going off of this book. And in fact, if you can grab me Psalms 50 and 16, Baba Kishar. There's no light in these devils.
That's true. I don't want.
They don't even understand what it is that they're reading. It's not for them to understand. And they're leading people astray. They're leading many people astray.
Khan,
you got that? Psalms 50 and 16?
Khan. This is Psalm chapter 50, verse 16. But unto the wicked, God said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
So, I mean, it's like, first of all, what does this devil even have? The Most High saying, what do you have to do with my book? What? It's not for you. Why do you have it?
Right.
Why are you trying to teach out of it? And it's plain that he's not teaching out of it. That's plain. Anybody with eyes to see and ears can hear, can discern that this man is not teaching the Bible. He's not.
That's true.
All he's doing is he is a motivational speaker. Point blank, period. That's it. And the crazy thing is, now people are starting to make mockery of the scriptures. For instance, I just seen it's like a TikTok where the chick comes out and she's like, and she's imitating like a Bible thumper, right? Was saying, oh, you know what? The Bible says homosexuality and LGBTQADY is a sin. And so then she flips it and she's like, oh, well, you know what else the Bible says is a sin? The Bible says it's a sin for you to eat pork. The Bible says it's a sin for you to eat lobster and crabs and all that. And the crazy thing, she didn't even know, like, we actually believe that.
Yeah.
Right? But she's getting at these so-called Christians who say, oh, well, I can eat the pork because the law is done away with. Right? But then in the same breath, they want to say, oh, but you can't be a homo.
Right.
Right? But so she's getting at them. She's like, well, you can't pick and choose. And that's exactly what Christianity does. It picks what parts of the Bible that they want to keep and what parts of the Bible that they want to honor, but then want to throw the rest away because they like it. Right? Because it's not their sin, right? They want to speak against it. And that's why you got now homosexuals in the pulpit trying to say, oh, it's okay. The Bible doesn't necessarily say that you can't be gay, right? They're using different passages out of the text to excuse what they do. Right. And that's why the prophets are back. That's why we are actually teaching what the Bible is actually saying and being true defenders of the gospel.
That's right. That's true.
Because these pastors aren't doing it. They don't even know how to begin to defend the gospel. And, you know, Joel Osteen be like, well, you see, I love everybody. You know, and put that big goofy grin on his face.
Right.
The man's the damn devil.
That's all they. But you know, at the end of the day, they worried about is money because they get a 501c3, and the government tell them what they need to, what they need to preach to the people. But in the meantime, they, like Christ said, they lose their soul, man. Get Mark 8:36.
Comes book of Mark chapter 8 verse 36.
Bring it out.
For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
Go ahead.
Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?
What shall a man give to exchange for his soul, man?
That's true, man.
They gave up. I'm not gonna say everything. Now, when I say this, I'm talking about like Creflo, because he Judah. At least I think he's Judah, right? I'm not worried about Joel Olsteens.
Cotton candy preacher.
Yeah,
Cotton candy preacher, right? It's Creflo Dollar and the other dude. What's his name? The chunky black dude.
TD Jakes.
TD Jakes. They say TD Snakes, right?
TD Snakes.
Right? It said, for what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world? They got all this money, all these cars. Creflo said he need a new jet, so he don't have to be flying coach or whatever.
Salakia. That man said, hey, if they find people on Mars, he's gonna have to ask the church to buy him a rocket ship so he can fly to Mars.
I'm telling you. And he means that too.
That dude is nuts, man. And they got the whole world, right? They got the whole world, but they lost their soul because they exchanged their soul for the money.
That's right.
And that's every Sunday, man. That's all they do. And when the COVID was happening, they shut down, but they was on that Facebook Live, or they was on Twitter or whatever live they can get on, and told these people, donate.
Mail in your tithes.
Mail in your tithes, right? Telling these people, oh, you can send it PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, whatever you want. They was trying to get that money, man. They lost their soul in the process of trying to wake the people up because they seen all the money that was possible. I yield.
Yeah, come on.
And I got a precept. This is the book of Malachi chapter 2 and verse 7. It says, for the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth. For he is the messenger of Yahweh of hosts. Right? So these pastors, they are supposed to keep the law at their mouth. Right? That's what they're supposed to be giving the people. That's what they're supposed to be feeding the people, and they're not doing it. None of these pastors out here is teaching the law. None of these pastors out here is teaching, hey, you can't eat this crab. You can't eat this shrimp. None of the pastors is telling these women, hey, you know what? That skirt is too short. Hey, I take that back. It is something that tells them, hey, you can't wear that skirt like that. You need to cover up. It's some, few, not many, very few, right? Or who's telling these women they can't come to church in pants? They're not doing that.
Yo, Salaki.
Yeah, come.
Real quick. Yo, when I was going to this church, I ain't gonna mention the church name, right? But I was going to this church, and there used to be this dude that come in every Sunday, super flamboyant, like pink, like his hair was wild, and he would come in tight pants, like straight flamer.
Wow.
And the pastor used to just let him sit there.
Wow.
He didn't ever say nothing.
I've seen pastors that let him be on the organ.
No rebuking at all.
None. And then give him a check right after the service is over.
Wow.
Because they paying him to play.
Dude used to, walk up and down the aisle, shimmying. Dude used to shimmy up and down the aisle. This place is wicked, man.
God, man.
This place is. Time out. I seen this clip on TikTok. This little girl, she was I wouldn't say little girl. She was probably like 15, 16 years old. She's supposed to get baptized, right? She got baptized in the water and came out and went like this.
Oh yeah, I seen that. I seen that.
I said, what the hell was that?
Man, everything is mocking these people.
But Salakia, that's how you know that the baptism just ain't all about being dunked in some damn water.
For real, man.
Cause you get into that water, a demon, you get dunked, you come up still a damn demon.
That's true.
Ridiculous.
In fact, let's get it. Ephesians 5:26.
What was that? Say that again.
Ephesians 5:26.
Ephesians 5:26. God. This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 26. That he might be sanctified and cleansed with it. Salakia. That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of the water by the word.
So what cleanses you, that baptism, is through this word. It's not just dipping you in the water. I mean, that's plain. We see that the woman come up being sexual about the water. So, man, that don't. And I'm not talking against. Hey, if you want to be dipped in the water, man, all praises. Be dipped in the water.
Oh yeah.
But the washing, the converting comes through this book. Was that Psalms 119 and what is it? Wherewithal shall a woman man cleanse his way. That's 119 and 110.
Let me double check. I think so. 119 and 110.
Oh no, Salakia. It's Psalms chapter 119 and verse 9.
Yeah.
It says, wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way, by taking heed thereto according to thy word.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So when you're cleansed, you gotta take heed to this word. This word is what's gonna change you. This book, not just being dipped in water. You can't listen to these pastors because they're not teaching you.
Right.
These pastors are not teaching the people.
That's true, Adawan.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. This place gotta go, man. This place gotta go. Is there any closing statements? Any other precepts y'all want to bring out, man? Tell the people what y'all want to bring out. If you got something to bring out, bring it out.
Hey, I got really just two last precepts. If y'all don't got any,
come bring them out of one.
I'm gonna get this Psalms chapter 19 and verse 7.
I got the 19 and 7.
Bring it out.
The book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
So it's the law that's going to convert, right? Don't listen to none of these pastors letting you think that just hearing these stories is what's going to that you're good by just going to church and saying, "Oh, I believe." No, believing is keeping these commandments and having the faith in Hamashiach, right? Stop listening to these pastors, and we gonna keep on putting the word out, spreading the word. Because let's grab Romans 10 and 1. We gonna keep bringing out this word. We gonna stay on these corners. We gonna keep, crying aloud for this reason.
This is Romans chapter 10, verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved.
That's our prayer and our desire.
That's all we want, man. Is try to get Israel back on track so we can get up out of here. All right. So with that, man, we appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm your brother Shaquat.
Brother Yara'al.
Brother Yahweh.
And we are the Sons of Thunder Israelites. This is the Cali Connect with our podcast, with our video, with whatever you want to call it, our segment called What's the Word? Shalom, y'all.
Shalom.